Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Please tell me what's the name of your band and why it's these, abbreviated letters. What does it stand for?
The Real Ensemble. So my band name was. I decided to name it the Real Ensemble because for me the Real Ensemble represents two things actually. So it's either it stood for like remix ensemble. So like through that name I'll do like remixes for artists or do arrangements and all that sort of thing and experiment, like use different instrumentation, different vocalists, special guests, producers, and so I kind of like to use that space to kind of
Make it flexible.
to kind of, because I'm not just someone that plays acoustic jazz. I like to delve into loads of other things. I'm a studio rat as well. I love to make other styles of music and different genres and just not keep myself in a box and try to do as many different things as I can. So the Real Ensemble is kind of like a platform for me to just delve into other musical interests.
Which means that you believe a lot in collaborations and working with other people. And why is that important to you? What's your philosophy around it?
To be honest, like for me, like for example, my last EP that I released last year called Easter. For me, like Easter's not just a religious holiday. Me being an Afro-Caribbean, Easter represents, getting together with your family, and that Easter represents a sense of community, a certainty of belonging, and when I recorded that record, actually, it kind of had that family atmosphere. And most people that recorded that record was Caribbean as well. Okay. So I think you get, even from being on the ship, like, for example, Jason Moran Trio, they've been playing together for 20 years. That's family to me. They're family, and you get the best music from people that
you connect with, you have a relationship with.
You have that connection with, and I think you really create those special moments, from making music with people that you love and share great times with.
You're a brilliant pianist. Who's your influence, and how did you even get started with the piano?
I got started. Oh, thank you, by the way. Very flattered. I got started when I was about 6 or 7 years old. So my dad's a pianist. He doesn't do it professionally. My whole dad's side of the family's music. So my uncle, he's a session keyboard player. He was part of the whole acid jazz movement. So like Soul to Soul, played with those guys and loads of different like pop artists and soul artists, Misha Paris and all that sort of thing. So I kind of grew up like seeing all that stuff. Simultaneously, growing up listening to the Stevies, the Marvin Gaye, so you're kind of hearing like how a song works subconsciously. And as well as that, I was classically trained as well, so
it shows.
I was doing that, and then I grew up on all the classic reggae records. And what I didn't realise at the time is like that grounding definitely helps me as a jazz musician, especially the reggae records, because what those guys are playing is so minimal, but it really has to come from here. It has so much depth, like what they're playing and the pocket, the feel. And from a young age, I kind of learnt like you got to mean what you play and mean what you say as well.
The other day, Marcus Miller was talking about being truthful, being authentic, to your craft.
Yes.
And this is what you are doing with your music, I guess. How difficult is it to find your truth, especially if you grow up listening to all sorts of other music and other artists, finding your voice as Ashley?
It's been a journey. It's an ever-going journey, just like trying to make sure that my music reflects self-honesty and being true to where I come from and who I am. Like, that's definitely been a journey, and especially coming from a music college where, like, I went to a very good music college, but the majority of the people that were there, I didn't quite fit in. So like around that time when I was like graduating, I was kind of just like, okay, well, this isn't my thing, so let me try and find my path, you know. And yeah, it took a long time for me to kind of, you know, just trying out different things, writing, and also like traveling the world as well, touring with different artists and people I look up to. That kind of helped me, you know, just figure out who I am as a person. And I feel like I didn't really get to do that as much whilst I was at music college, because you're kind of just trying to learn as much as you can and absorb as much information as you can, and then
and pass.
Yeah, and then when you're out into the big wide world, it's like, oh, okay, like now I can find my voice and add my thing to the information that I have.
Yes.
You know.
Who do you admire, and who are your favorite pianists?
Pianists, wow. I love the first piano player I got into from a classical background was Bill Evans. That was a good transition for me, because he had a lot of classical elements into his playing, but then he was also sounded like Bud Powell. So when I was listening to him, I was like, oh, so who did he listen to? And then that's how I discovered Bud Powell. And then for Bud Powell, I discovered Phineas Newborn Jr. and Oscar Peterson, and you know, just so many people. But for me, Herbie Hancock, because he doesn't just do jazz. He makes good music, and he does everything, you know, and he doesn't put himself in the box.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's true to himself. And for me, that's like the perfect blend of technique, intellect, and playing from the heart.
And he's also open-minded and willing to listen and hear other sounds and styles. And
definitely, that's the thing though. Like being really honest and like true to who you are. And making your music reflect that is very nerve-wracking thing. So understand how some people or quote unquote purists feel to stay where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just getting back to what inspires your compositions.
Yeah, I mean, just my environment, my musical environment as well. So obviously growing up as a young Afro-Caribbean in South London, you know, obviously actually coming from Jamaica and going back to Jamaica often, you kind of have that connection to your Caribbean roots, but at the same time in South London, you know, the whole sound system culture comes from Jamaican culture, so you kind of understand where that comes from. So I feel like being a young Afro-Caribbean from South London, I've experienced the best of both worlds. So the Caribbean Jamaican culture, going back to Jamaica every single year to visit family, and at the same time being in the midst of sound system culture, so having that connection with grime and drum and bass and UK garage. And then I've just like put that together with my jazz influences, so like Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock. Jackie Mitu's a great Jamaican like piano player, keyboard player who played on all the reggae records. He's also a great jazz pianist as well. So yeah, it's
great stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's energetic. It's punchy.
We look forward to it. Please tell your fans how to get hold of your music online and how to follow you on social media. What are your handles and so forth?
Yeah, all my social medias is Ashley Henry Music, and yeah, I'll be posting more and more updates because I've got some singles coming out before then. Got my first single coming out in February, and the next one coming out in March as well. So yeah.
Ashley, thank you for talking to us.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure.